Hello, spring football fans, UFL fans. Well, what can I tell you? So far, a weekend of football, which I thought was going to be on the bland side, has pretty much so far turned out to be our most exciting weekend of the year. We now have had 3 one-point games. Not one-score games, one-point games. And it seems like we have another Dallas DC rivalry. I'm not talking about the National Football League either. This Arlington DC has turned into some rivalry going back to last year. It's a shame these two teams didn't play each other in 2020, but right now we have a 2-2 series altogether. Last year they split where Arlington ended up winning the championship, and this year they each won their home on the other person's home field in pretty dramatic fashion. I've been wondering if this is the last time we may see Luis Perez and Jordan Teamu play each other in this league. Lots of rumors going on saying they may not be back next year. We don't know. Luis Perez is going to be 30 years old by the time kickoff starts next year. I think he'll be 30 years old on 3 months or 2 months. So you can only play this game for so long until you need a career. And I know Jordan Tambo was looking at coaching this past season, but he decided to come back and give it another go. So anyway, let's talk about this wild game. Arlington wins 32-31. They finished the year at 3-7. And DC finished the year at 4-6. These two teams met last year, of course, in the XFL final championship. And my goodness, what you thought that Arlington was going to find another way to lose when they gave that go-ahead touchdown, and then they gave up the safety. A safety which was either a classic case of not knowing the rules or a terrible mental mind fart mistake. But going down, DC had a chance to go on a 9-point lead. Matt McCray misses a 54-yarder. Arlington comes down, scores a go-ahead touchdown. And they get the go-ahead point. DC could not do nothing on the ensuing drive. And Arlington ends up running the clock out. They win 32-31. Luis Perez was amazing again. 23 of 37, 215 yards. 3 touchdowns. He did have 2 interceptions, though. Jordan Campbell, wonder if this could be his last game. 18 of 34, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Both quarterbacks had a 126 rating. But statistically speaking, this was pretty managed by Arlington. I mean, 335 yards to 263 yards in favor of Arlington. Again, the run game was big for Arlington today. 120 yards rushing, only 38 yards DC. There's been a big difference between these two teams. That's the running game. Last year, Arlington had a decent one, and Washington had the best one with Abram Smith in the offensive line. The story of DC this year is they couldn't run the ball, and they couldn't stop the run. And that was the case again today. 34-22 to 25-30 in favor of Arlington in terms of time of possession. That's a 9-minute difference. And these two teams were playing for pride. They were playing for game film, and it showed. You could honestly say this might have been the most exciting, most entertaining game of the year. That includes the Birmingham St. Louis game. Now, I do realize that game meant a lot more. I'm just talking about of entertainment value. You got to put that game easily up there in the top 5, and this has been by far the most exciting week, and we still got one more game to go tonight. But let's see. Sal Cannella, 7 receptions, 52 yards. Taylor Vaughns, 5 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those were the main guys today. Devion Smith, 20 attempts, 94 yards. For the defenders, it was received by committee today. The ball was spread around very evenly amongst 2, 4, 6, about 8 receivers. So good job on Jordan on that one. But this was a Arlington victory. They started the year 0-6, and they end up finishing the year at 3-1 the last 4 games. That's not bad. I mean, their record could have easily been a lot better this year. Same deal with DC, but DC's got some stuff to do next year. They have to build a defense because their defense was nothing like it was last year. They gave up too many yards on the ground. They could not blitz the quarterback as good as they did last year. And, we're going to see how many of these coaches are going to be here next year if they go through with these so-called pay cuts as seasonal pay goes. So far, if you're a spring football fan, you have to be satisfied with what you saw this weekend. I was very in doubt of this weekend, and so far, we have had 3 awesome games, all 1-point games, and we still got the toilet bowl tonight on Fox on prime time. The battle of the number 1 pick between the Houston Roughnecks and the Memphis Showboats. Hopefully, we get an overtime game. We haven't had one yet this year. If these two 1-8 teams that he's going to play, give us an overtime game. That's what I say. All right, let me know what you thought about today's game. I know it didn't mean much, but with nothing else on TV, I mean, with the conference finals in the NBA now on prime time, actually the NBA finals now, starting a week, no NHL action. We do have a game tonight. Football was it today. And next week we have 2 playoff games, but first the good old primetime game tonight. Let me know what you think about that one. I say Houston's going to win it. Today I picked DC to win 28-25. I wasn't that far off, but good job on the Renegades for winning that game. Bob Stoops and Luis Perez, they do make a heck of a combo for the league. They do. And I would love to see them back next year. I would love to see Reggie Barlow and Jordan Tamble back next year, but that remains to be seen. But we're done with 39 of the 40 regular season games, and we have one more tonight. Let me know what you think. We'll talk to you later.